Hare Krishna. The spirit of matter is an oxymoron that points to an ox and a moron. Now, oxymoron refers to a figure of speech in which contradictory words are brought together to convey a deeper meaning. So, for example, if something is said to be, say, that operation was a spectacular failure. So now something which is spectacular is normally considered to be successful. But so if something is spectacular failure, that means that it was supposed to be a great spectacle and it was something worth seeing. But instead of ending in success, it ended in a terrible failure. So to draw attention to the deeper point of it was not just a failure, but it was a spectacular failure. So the contradictory phrasing, putting of words together, conveys a deeper meaning. Sometimes some people use the word the spirit of matter. Now spirit of matter is an oxymoron. Why? Because actually spirit and matter are two different things. Now the Bhagavad Gita Bhagavad Gita clearly talks about this in 7.5, where 7.4 it talks about material energy and 7.5 talks about spiritual energy. And so it says that actually these two are different. Now matter actually does not have any spirit. So further later on in 13 chapter also 13.28 Krishna says yavat sanjayate kinchit sattvam sthavar jangam kshetragya sanyoga tadvidhi bharadashama. So it differentiates between kshetra and kshetragya. That which is unconscious and which is the field, and that is kshetra, and that which is conscious and is the field is kshetragya. These two are different, Krishna says very clearly. Now having said that they are different, when somebody uses the word spirit of matter, so actually matter has no spirit. The matter is unconscious. So now in what sense are people using the word spirit of matter? Actually, often they use it in a metaphorical sense. The word spirit is used metaphorically quite often to refer to the defining attitude or the animating energy of something. So for example, people may say the spirit of cricket. That refers to the sportsmanly way, sportsmanly mood in which the game is supposed to be played. So now such metaphorical usage is okay from the grammatical point of view, from the semantic point of view, but repeatedly when spirit is used only in a metaphorical sense, then that can be misleading, that can have a undesirable consequence in our consciousness, subconsciously at times. That when we start referring to spirit only in metaphorical terms, then we start thinking that spirit refers only to metaphorical things. So that actually there is no such thing distinctly, literally, ontologically called spirit. Now, actually the spirit, the soul is who we are, and Supreme Spirit, God, Krishna, is the ultimate embodiment and fulfillment of all our heart's aspirations for love and happiness. So the spirit is actually not just a reality, but it is the highest reality. So to think that spirit is only metaphorical cuts off our access to all this higher reality. So such a non-literal or metaphorical usage of spirit, well, in some cases it may be okay, but certainly it can make us think that actually there is no such thing as spirit. It's all metaphorical, and that is dangerous. And this mentality of reducing spirit from something which is intangible to ultimately something which is just non-existent, that is illustrated in the usage, the spirit of matter. The spirit of matter, because matter by definition does not have spirit. So when we use this word spirit of matter, what are we saying? We are basically actually using contradictory terms and revealing our philosophical misconceptions. So in this case, the oxymoron actually points to the speaker who uses spirit of matter as being an ox and a moron. Now an ox is a draft animal. It can carry or pull huge loads, but it is not intelligent. It's definitely not spiritually intelligent. In fact, none of the lower species, non-human species, have spiritual intelligence. What defines the human species is the capacity for spiritual inquiry, the capacity to perceive and then to pursue spiritual dimension of life. So one who considers, who uses spirit of matter and thinks spirit only to be metaphorical, that person has degenerated will eventually degenerate to the level of ox. Will go into the non-human species. Adho gachanti tamasaha, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, that those who live in tamoguna, those who live in ignorance of spiritual truth, they will descend to the lower species. And further, it's not just an ox in future, but right now also it's a moron. Moron means one who does not understand what is what, one who does not have much intelligence. So, in normal parlance, in daily parlance, the word moron is used to refer to a person who is dumb. Now, a person who is, from the spiritual perspective, not aware of spiritual life, spiritual dimension, such person is actually spiritually dumb. So that is the moron. The Bhagavad Gita talks about this in 15.10, when it states that Utkramantam sthitam vapi bhunjanam va gunanvitam vimudhananu pashyanti jnana chakshushaha. So Utkramantam sthitam vapi, that how the soul leaves the body, how the soul is situated in the body. Bhunjanam va gunanvitam, how the soul seeks to enjoy the body. All these things cannot be understood. Vimudhananu pashyanti, the fool cannot see this, and who can see? Pashyanti jnana chakshushaha, the wise people with eyes of knowledge can see it. So, by remembering that spirit is a distinct category of existence, separate from matter, and by pursuing the spiritual reality through the process of yoga, we can all avoid becoming, we can actually become jnana chakshushaha. We can see and realize and relish our spiritual side and its relationship with Krishna and the eternal happiness thereof. Thank you. Hare Krishna.